At this point, I'm super convinced that there are people out here who just don't want to be free. Something going on in prison, and they feel like they need to be there. But that's on them. Now, this man gets sentenced to life in prison. Life in prison for a stupid Dollar General robbery after the jury takes only 15 minutes to convict him. 15 minutes! A jury took less than 15 minutes to convict a man who will now spend the rest of his life in prison for robbing a Dollar General store in Georgia. Damn. Listen, I don't want to hear anybody in the comment section talking about, oh, it's because he's black, that's why. The thing about that to me is black folks already know how the system's set up. You already know the playing field is not level. So why are you putting yourself in positions to be treated this way, and then you start crying, oh, it's because you're black? You knew before you did what you were going to do that if you got caught, your treatment wasn't going to be the white treatment. Anyhow, Jericho Bernard Williams, who was only 24 years old, he was convicted on 1 count of armed robbery, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of false imprisonment, and 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony in relation to the robbery. Might I add that he is a convicted felon, so him having a gun and committing a robbery with the gun and holding people hostage, you could see how those years racked up. A Spalding County jury sentenced him to life without the possibility of parole, plus 20 years. Golly. Listen, life without the possibility of parole already means you will never be able to get out of prison. Hearing that at 24 years old, you know what? Right now he's 24 and he's wild, right? Hadn't even started to live yet, because science says the human mind, frontal lobe, the part of the brain that deals with higher level decision making, thinking, impulse control, that part of the brain is not fully developed until you're at least 25. He's 24. And you know the saying, boys mature slower than girls, mentally, intellectually. I don't know how true that is. So he seemed like he's about 24, but he is thinking probably about like a 17-year-old. After he has done 24 years in prison and realized that he has been in prison as long as he has been on earth, and he is still never getting out, that's when he's going to start to really lose his marbles. Now, after the robbery, Williams and 2 others, Tierra Davis, who's 28, and DeMarcus Timmons, who's 22, all of them are from Atlanta. They were all arrested. 4 individuals who was never captured. The 4th individual was never captured. Was with the trio June 4th of 2023, the date that the Dollar General was robbed. Now, they've been on lockup since then, and 2024 now, August, is when their sentencing took place. Case went to trial, sentences handed down. Shout out to them for not telling who that 4th person is. I'm not condoning crime, but I'm saying they didn't snitch. If I was that 4th person, I would get the hell up out of Dodge. I wouldn't even pack no bags or nothing. I'm just leaving, just in case they decide to call my name one day. According to Spalding County law enforcement, Davis served as the crew's getaway driver. Timmons was assigned to serve as a lookout, and the unknown 4th person was tasked with forcing the cashier to open the register. Now, during the trial, Spalding County District Attorney's Office accused Williams of pointing a gun at a mother and then pointing the gun at her child in a checkout line, and accused him of holding the cashier at gunpoint until the register was empty. No shots were fired during the failed heist, and nobody was physically hurt. A witness who saw the suspects entering the store called 911 to report the car's make and model to the police. Law enforcement said that her testimony was the key to catching these robbers. Now, two of the robbers were caught after a chase with Locust Grove police officers. The police caught up with the third person, but they never managed to find the final robber. That guy, he got away. He is out there somewhere, and none of the three who got arrested is telling who he is. They just being like, we don't really know him or nothing. You know, he just linked up and was like, let's go do this robbery right here. We don't know him, ain't never seen him before, kind of thing. So Spalding County District Attorney Marie Broder issued a statement after the ruling. We will not tolerate violent crimes against innocent citizens in Spalding County or the Griffin Judicial Circuit. Welcome to Georgia. We are red. Williams had a lengthy criminal history before the Dollar General robbery. Well, you know, that contributed to it as well. You're a menace to society. But I find it hard that a judge finds it that at 24 years old, he is irredeemable. At 24 years old, there's no rehabilitative anything left in him. He is just gone. Does not deserve to ever be in society again as long as he lives. I mean, 24 to 55, that's a long time. And most 55-year-olds today, they don't function like how they do when they were 24. Matter of fact, if a 55, 60-year-old person looks at themselves at 24, they would probably be like, oh my God, I was wild. I was crazy. What was I doing? I was stupid. So this young man will have all that time. The day will come, if he lives long enough, where he'll be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old behind bars, looking back at your 24-year-old self that got you life without the possibility of parole. Man, if I could just get on top of the tallest mountain in the world and scream this loud into the biggest microphone ever so every young person who is out here wilding out could hear this, I think I could save a life or two. You're going to be 80, 90 years old one day. You get hit with life without the possibility of parole at 24 years old. If you live long enough, you will wake up one day and be 90 years old, looking back at your 24-year-old self that got you life without the possibility of parole, knowing, this is the part that's going to hurt, knowing that after you got that life without the possibility of parole sentence at 24, you completely changed your life. You completely changed your mindset. By the time you were 30 and 40, 50, you were a different person, but you will never have a chance to show that to the world, and you will never have a chance to move forward with your life. Being locked up without the possibility of parole, you are frozen in time, stuck inside of a facility like somebody's pet in a cage that they don't treat too good for the rest of your life. Ooh-wee, I would go crazy. I don't think I could do it. I know there's a lot of people that did it and are doing it, but I don't think I could do it. I think I'll need a whole lot of medication to help me do it. Now, it says that Williams had a lengthy criminal history before they did the Dollar General robbery. He had previously been convicted of hijacking, 2 counts of armed robbery, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in Fulton County. All of this, though, was stemming from the same incident back in 2018. He was sentenced to serve 7 years in prison and 6 years of probation after he got released. So he fresh up out of prison. He was only 17 years old when he went to prison for the first time. 17, and now he's going back at 24 for the rest of his natural life. Damn. God, I don't know. I was going to say God dealt you a hell of a hand, because God is the creator of all things. God dealt you a hell of a hand. I don't know what to say. Your first time going to prison was 17 years old. And you did time and you got out. And you going right back. And this time you're going back for life without the possibility of parole at 24. Davis was charged with armed robbery. He was charged with driving on a suspended license also. Timmons was charged with armed robbery, false imprisonment, and kidnapping. Both of them are awaiting the start of their own trials. So they tried everybody separately. Spalding County Sheriff Darrell Dix called the heist, the attempted robbery, stupid, quote unquote stupid, after the initial arrests, suggesting that Williams and his alleged accomplices, they were lucky that the local people did not shoot them, because everybody around here packing, and everybody around here can shoot. Around here, there are a lot of people that are armed, and if they need to go out at that time of the night, he said, I don't know how these guys do it in Atlanta, but robbing a store around here with customers inside of the store at that time of night, that's a stupid thing for someone to try, Dix said. So you know you got Georgia, the state of Georgia, and you have Atlanta. Atlanta is the main city, big old city, a lot of black people in it, a lot of hoods, a lot of, you know, it's wild. But then you have the outskirts of Atlanta, the suburbs where it gets a bit quiet. And then you have outside of Atlanta, other parts of Georgia, where you start going off into the countryside, into the rurals, into the parts where you'll see a lot of Dixie flags, or you'll see a lot of Confederate flags, and you'll probably even see a lot of cotton fields still. A lot of farms, quiet, sleepy towns. You'll see big signs that say, Trump is my president, fuck Biden. You'll see, you know, trucks, big muddy trucks driving around with a shotgun in the back. You'll see all kinds of stuff like that. So this is where they went, way out there. The suspects are lucky, he said, that they had the opportunity to be captured and not the opportunity to be autopsied. Now, for law enforcement to be telling you, I don't know how y'all do it out in Atlanta, but out here, everybody is packing. And you doing what you did, you lucky the people out here didn't shoot you. You lucky you had a chance to be captured and not autopsied. The fourth suspect involved in the robbery has still remained at large for more than a year. The Independent, now to be as you are, independent, out here, living life, breathing good air, and then just throw it all away to where now you will be a number, not even a name. You will no longer be independent, you will be dependent, like a pet, because they'll tell you when to sleep, when to wake up. They'll dictate what you eat, what you drink, when, and all of that. You know how prison is. And this man gave away his whole life for a damn dollar general robbery. Stupid. Leave your comments in the comment section below and pass this to somebody who's young and wild and out, so they know that, you know, this is the second story we've done this week where somebody got life in prison even though nobody got hurt in the commission of their crimes. So I think young people need to know this, or everybody needs to know this, because you got old fools out here too doing stupid things too, heading right to the slammer for the rest of their life too. I hope we could save somebody today. Anyways, man, I'll catch y'all on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV / Brainflow TV. You already know. If the topic is hot, we are on it. I'm out. Peace.